Welcome to this edition of Back to Basics. This is a channel where we take up day-to-day issues in a simple, useful and truthful manner. Our discussion for today is around a very important topic that we see in our environment today. On one side, we have India, which is growing rapidly, and there is a need from industry for talent, skilled manpower. On the other hand, we have millions of youth coming out from colleges, coming out from schools, but there is a gap between the skill that the industry needs and what is coming out from our education system, formal or informal. To discuss this, we have Mr. Ramesh. Ramesh is the right person for this discussion. He has been associated with skill development since 2003. He and a group of friends were passionate. They spotted this problem. They started working on it in a small scale, and then they formalized this into a formal setup in 2011 under the Unnati Foundation. And now they have spread to over 12 cities, sir?
12 states.
12 states. And they are doing a wonderful service in this area. So, sir, welcome to the show. Would you like to add anything?
No, thanks a lot. And it is, I just want to add on to your same thing. In India, you can compare it with water everywhere, not a drop to drink.
Oh,
it is something like that. You are so many youth and the gap of employability.
Is it?
Employable.
So let's expand on this, sir, because, let's define the challenge and the problem which you are seeing. Some data says that every year 6, 7, 8 million graduates are coming out from our colleges. And this is not engineers. This is all graduates. Okay, BA, BSc, BCom, 10th, 11th, 12th. A lot of people don't go to college, especially from economic background.
Huge percentage.
What is that, 50%?
Yeah.
About 50%.
Easily.
So if 7, 8, 10 million are coming out as college graduates, another 7, 8, 10 million are 10th, 12th pass. We are looking at 20 million people coming out. Where are the jobs? How do we go about this? Can you explain to us the quantum of the challenge that you see?
If you put it in that perspective, it is very frightening. Okay. But it is that way. Let's take a state of Karnataka and then understand the whole thing. 1.5 lakh youth come out of ITI, Polytechnic, government colleges. 1.5 lakh youth every year. Okay? I'm not talking about the private, I'm not talking about the top-notch institute. And it is sad because bulk of them come from rural India. And the placement percentage is less than 10%.
Wow.
Now you imagine 1.5 lakh coming out, hardly 15,000 people getting jobs, another probably 30,000 or 40,000 going in for higher education. Why higher education? Because they don't have a job. Why the women go to higher education? So that the idea is, if I stay at home, I'm married off. So let me do something. Some goes. Whether it matters, it doesn't matter. It is time pass or whatever you may call it. So they are not employable, right? It is a very, very sad thing. I want to put in perspective much more in detail on this aspect. Because that's the basis in which one of our flagship program is running today, right? Take a case where my son from our family kind of thing, who's not fantastic in education, he's just a 60% or 55, 60% guy. There's a farmer's son who, like Abdul Kalam under the street light or the oil lamp, etc. 90
Brilliant kid.
Brilliant, 90%. Because of some, reservation or something in the college benefit, he and my son sit together. Both of them finish the graduation. And then they are going to a very big company, multinational, for an interview. Who do you think gets the job?
The guy who speaks English. better.
In other words, you're talking about my son gets the job.
Personality is better, communication.
Because communication is better, social skills are better. This is something which any HR in this country will tell you. There's no rocket science. We all stop short of this statement and leave it to that. Do we think of that youth, that farmer's child? Do we think about him? What happens to him? That boy says, I am a 90% guy. I am far superior to this boy. He knew nothing. If I had not taught him this subject, it would be accounts, could be design, something. If I had not taught him, he would have failed. He knew nothing. He got only 35 marks. And that 35 marks is because of me. But he got the job. I didn't get. Why? His father is influential. Why? The society doesn't take care of people like us. Why? The government doesn't take care of us. So there's a built-up anger which is extremely dangerous. It's extremely dangerous. You please imagine if you can justify a wrong because of some bad happening. You are entering a very dangerous phase.
It's a young guy, his
Absolutely.
ambitions have been crushed.
Tomorrow he becomes a criminal. He does antisocial element. He becomes an antisocial element. What will he say?
Because his energy is diverted in the wrong path.
And what will he say?
Yeah.
You didn't take care of me.
Let me flip this a little differently. As a community, when we go to our schools, I don't know if a kid from DPS or NPS Indranagar even knows how to bang a nail into the wall, or how to change a spark plug, or how to change a fuse. Bookish knowledge is there. Okay. The ITIs were conceptualized way back, I think Jawaharlal Nehru era, conceptually a great way, saying you have engineers,
Absolutely.
but you have a set of people who need to have skills to run the job.
Correct.
Government spends money, 30,000-40,000 crore on ITI and skill development, but we are not seeing the output coming. As a country, we love certification. Summer vacation, go on Coursera, get 4 certification. Hands-on skill is totally missing.
IT is a great concept. Why has it not reached the helm of the whole aspect? Is 3-4 things. One, we have not modernized. You still have an old lathe. Today that lathe is probably in some museum. I remember in 1983, I'm talking. So I went to a factory. So we were taught about in engineering about Cochrane boiler. So I went and our enthusiasm, we said, sir, show me your Cochrane boiler here. He said, that is in the museum. Go and see there. Yeah, much modern boilers, etc. And then, so what happens is we are not relevant to today. Number one. Our industrial output has not been so high when you compare to the services output. There is some trust happening today. 3, the industry has not been participating. You take a case of Japan, Korea, Taiwan, Germany. Germany is the chamber works closely with the colleges. So you need to do internship, and through the internship you get into the job. So when you're doing the internship, you're actually working on the machine
Hands-on.
and then taking it forward. So that system has not come here. This is one aspect of it. Now you take the second aspect. You make 100 students of ITI stand and you ask them, why did you join ITI? My challenge to you, if 5 youth in that 100 tell you that I love machines, you will not find 5 youth saying I love machines. Sir, it is free, sir. It is only 2 years course, sir. My friend joined, so I also joined. My father told me to join, sir. you will find all the reasons other than I love machine. So if you don't have the passion, how will you work on a shop floor? Shop floor is tough.
Yeah.
Shop floor is tough. So you must be prepared mentally, physically. There is sound, so much of sound of the machine. There are people who don't like it. What will you do? So you need to be actively involved from the very starting of the ITI.
Yeah.
Some years back, I went to a polytechnic. They run a 3-year course. 3-year course. Not today. Today they have some OGT and all that. Few years back, I said, which company did you go to see? They said, no, sir, we only study here, sir. They don't have a exposure to a
That's
factory.
interesting. Sir, you talked about Germany, and I have also read a little bit. And today, before coming, I spoke to my brother-in-law in the US, and I asked him how is it in the US, because in the US, anybody who's an electrician or a plumber has to be certified. You cannot just walk into a trade without doing a certification. So he said in the town, small town, Roseville, where they say, he said the high school there has an option. They have 25 different trade courses where there is level 1, level 2, level 3. So there are a lot of kids who after high school, for whatever reason, they cannot afford, they don't want to go. But you can become a car mechanic, you can become a certified electrician, you can become. So by 18, 19, and then you work under somebody. This internship concept, Germany also. Can you explain a little more about the Germany concept?
So what happens in Germany is the student joins the classes. It is a 4-year class. He has so many hours to be done here. Then he has so many months to be done in the company. Does something, goes back and works. So he's working while he is learning. The chamber pays a lot of money. So the fees, there's payment there. So what is happening is you have a system where he's learning
Theory and practical.
unpractical, and then he's accustomed to working. So if he is not accustomed to working, suppose you have a fantastic carpenter. The boy is naturally gifted. He's a very good carpenter. But sawdust is a problem for him. He gets allergy. He realizes only when he goes into the carpentry shop. How will he work there? So the idea of that practical aspect of it has not been there. Now we have started the apprenticeship model. We have started, but I still feel it is a different way, and it has to be much better, more integrated.
And when you announce a scheme, I have had friends who have tried skill development in government has been a buzzword for the last 15, 20, 25 years. The money being spent is not small. This year's budget has gone from 25,000 to 35,000 or 40,000 crores. It's a lot of money over there.
Unbelievable money. I just don't understand.
What is the output is still not very clear. And CAG has done audits, they have questioned it, but every state has been.
They have ripped apart the
system.
government schemes and everything. They've questioned every bit.
So this is where the private sector is forced to come in, where you have companies, because finally you need jobs, and I think.
Absolutely.
So tell us a little more about the journey, because in today's AI world, people say that an electrician and a plumber's job is secure. Everything else, back office, this.
He'll be earning much more.
He'll be earning much more because that's a hands-on job. So there is a lot of value in being an electrician or a plumber or a carpenter in today's world. That guy's job is secure. Tell us the role of the private sector and the companies. Tell us how you guys started. How did you spot the problem?
It is very, number one, how did we get into it was a lot of it is personal. A lot of it is what we saw on the ground. What did we see on the ground? We were funding a lot of children, like anybody, our maid servant, drivers, all that. And we found that those days, I'm talking 2000, early 2000, there was an 8th standard examination. And bulk of it, 30% will fail. Then you have 10th standard, another 20-30% fail. That's how you end up with just 50% going forward and all that. So we have funded somebody for 10 years. And what did we see? They go back to the slums, no change. Right? You have not created a change. Your money has been spent. So that was one thought which was troubling. The second thing was where I said it is personal, is we have seen that one member in a family, if that person starts earning money, the status of the family can change in 5 years. My father moved out of a small village in Kerala, went to Bombay, started earning, sending back money. His brothers, sisters got educated. They came to Bombay, started working. The status of the family changed in a few years. So our dream when we started Unnati was, you take a maid servant, even today it is relevant. You take a maid servant in your house who's, let's say, 40, 45, 50. Ask her what is your journey. She will tell you, when I was 16, 17, 18, my father a drunkard. We had 4 children in our family. He was not bringing in money. My mother was struggling. She thought, if I give one girl in marriage, that girl will survive better. She will have 3 meals a day. Her life will be better. So what does she do? She gets her married. The fellow, it seems, is superior to her husband. 4 years down the line, they have 2, 3 kids. History repeats, same thing, and she's struggling. If at this point of time, this lady brings this girl to us, 35 days, we train her, we give her a corporate job with ESIPF. Naturally, she will not be married off because she becomes a main breadwinner to the family. 5 years later, what happens? Her salary would have moved from 15, 18,000 to 30,000. Natural, normal inflation progression, it will be 30,000 levels. I'm saying. During this time, her brother, sister is getting educated and all that. So there's a change which is happening.
And she will marry somebody also earning 25, 30,
At
40,000.
least 30 to 50,000.
Family is earning a
So
decent
what
money.
have you done? In 5 years, you moved a family which was struggling for 10,000 to something like 80,000.
Amazing.
That's the power. Now, more importantly, is this lady will ensure that her children are better educated. She knows the value of education. So you are talking of the generation ahead, which will change permanently. That's why we got a statement also. We got this slogan, we said a generation goes above poverty line in 35 days forever. So that's the power of the program.
You also, I saw on your website, you said learn,
Earn,
stand tall. So self-respect comes from that.
See, this point is, again, you go back to the previous thing. When you talk about Germany, US, everybody, what is the respect you give? There are two guys. Let's say a person who's your plumber who's come to your house, and let's say a BPO team leader who's also come to your house. Both of them are there. Whom do we
Value
look up
more.
to?
Whom do we value?
So the dignity part of it,
Is
the respect
important.
part of it, has not yet been given to many professions in the country. And that also is a reason why you don't find that they don't believe that they are doing a fantastic job. They don't believe that they are part of this inclusive society. And that is why a lot of things which we bring in as life skills, communication, probably is to bridge that gap.
But sir, tell me, you guys, Unnati Foundation is doing an outstanding job. But with the resources you have, you will train 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 students in a year. And suppose there are 10 more Unnatis out there across the country, you're still talking a lakh. The quantum of the problem is not in lakhs, no? It is in millions. How do we solve for this?
Okay, so I will, I was just talking to my own staff 2 days back for the year 26-27. I'll just give you a small figure. Just think about it. I don't know whether you're a finance person, you're a commercial person, you're logically. We said instead of talking of the numbers, last year, 25, 26, we did 1,80,000 youth across the country under two models. One is a center model, which is 10,000 youth, and 1,70,000 in the government colleges across the country, 88% in rural India. In that 88%, 81% belongs to SC, ST, OBCs.
Lower economic.
Yeah, marginalized.
Marginalization.
We have done this.
Amazing.
What is the kind of money we have spent? So the input is around 25 odd crores. Okay. In terms of GDP, these numbers, if I take as 50,000 youth, so we have this year, what we have done is we said we'll not talk in terms of 1,70,000, 1,80,000. Forget that.
What is our
We
contribution?
will say we guarantee 50,000 youth jobs. 50,000 youth jobs we are guaranteeing in 26-27 academic year. We say during this academic year, we will ensure that they get trained and they will get 50,000 people will get them jobs. The input cost is 25 crores. When this translates into jobs and they add to the GDP, it is anywhere between 750 crores to 1,000 crores.
Huge value add.
What is the ROI? What is the thing, right? So you cannot even imagine that, right? Now, what we are trying to do is we are trying to say that this is possible at these low costs. Number one. Second thing, Rajaji brought in 1960s midday meal scheme
Correct.
in a small way.
Yeah.
Today, it's a very big program of the government of India across
All the states have taken it forward.
and millions. It is much more than what you talk of the youth, right? True. And it is happening. Delivery is happening. Things are happening. Also midday meals. It has brought in. It was probably started as nutrition to the children. It has multiple side effects today.
Yeah.
The parent goes for work. He is comfortable. The child is in school. They are fed. Education is better.
Dropout rate is lesser in schools.
Multiple reasons. Right? It was started as a. So we believe that Unnati, the model, is akin to what midday meal scheme did for the children. This can be done in colleges.
It's a catalyst that can spread.
Now, when we prove this and we make it big, we are hoping the government will come forward and say, this is a great program, let's do it jointly. I will give you my trainer, one trainer in each college. You train them, you monitor them. Let's create huge value to our employers, to the society, to everything.
So you have shown the model, you have made a success out of it. Now you have to scale it the China way. And for that you need the government's help. Without that it's going to be.
that's
Or
the
you need a Tata or a Wipro or an Infosys to come and say, let's do this 10x to what you have done.
So you're talking of 25 crores can give you 1,000 crore return. I'm talking about 50,000 people into 1.5 lakhs. I didn't
Is
put
it a
as a
scalable model? If today if Tata's come and give you 100 crores, can you scale it up?
So it will scale. It can scale very easily, but it will take some time. Right?
Infrastructure has to be put.
Infrastructure.
Trainers have to come on board.
So those things.
But the model is a proven model.
Absolutely.
2003 to 2026, 23 years you guys have been doing this.
No, this model has grown in the last 4 years. 22, 23 after COVID, we said we have to do something, and money started flowing in through CSR into skilling. Before what happened, COVID, everybody had spent money on various things which was necessity. It could be food, it could be mask, it could be oxygen cylinders that are not a last, did not have a lasting impact. Then they said, okay, skilling will get jobs. So 22-23 was the first time we took it to scale. We did 23,000 youth in the UNEX government college model and 5,000 in the center. 23-24, we scaled it to 93,000 and 7,000. 24-25, we did a lot of internal things and all that. We scaled it to 1 lakh 14 and 10,000, 21 lakh 25. 24-25, we have done 25-26, we have done 170 and 10.
And you know, the numbers, sir, you're talking of, I know of friends who run skill development. Every 3 months to train 30 people is a Herculean challenge. It's not easy because if you want quality, if you want good level,
Absolutely.
so the numbers that you're talking of are,
It is.
and how big is your organization to support this?
We are around, let's say, 400, 500 people.
And recruit, you're able to, it's run like a proper corporate.
We have to recruit. My train the trainer program is a 25-day program which big companies don't do. I will not hire somebody if they don't come to Bangalore for training. I take care of every cost of theirs, but they have to come to Bangalore for training for 25 days. We are heavily into IT interventions. So these are some of the things which has helped us to scale.
And what you have not spoken about today, but I am aware of, is Ramesh and his co-founders. They are so dedicated. You don't even take 1 penny as a salary.
None of the top management.
top management.
We are all pro bono, and
Amazing.
the admin cost of the organization is less than 5%.
So, sir, how do you get this 25 crores, 30 crores? Because when I look at an Indian, people are happy to go to Tirupati and pour money into the hundi. But when it comes to charity, you know, people are very, very stingy when it comes to a cause like this.
I wouldn't say stingy. They don't recognize the importance of the society being happy in many ways. You know, they're very happy giving to temples. The kind of money which goes into temples and
And the temples are very rich.
I keep joking. I am 100% sure that Venkadachalamurthy did not ask for the 5th gold kavacham. Right? He did not ask, but it is being made. So these are things happening. But what is happening is the CSR law, which came
That 1%, 2% of a company's 2%.
which came in 2013, was brilliantly executed over the years. Today, it has become such a powerful medium. And today, the CFO is shivering. His hands are shivering when he is signing with everything all right or not. The independent directors are questioning the company. Have you spent it? Have you spent it properly? So there is a lot of effort which is going in those areas.
And I know friends who are CFOs of large companies, they are struggling to find good organizations where they can channelize the
That
funds.
also is one side of the story we keep hearing. Not that I keep getting those, but I am very lucky that those who have come to us have stuck on to us.
They've seen the value. that we
Bulk
provide.
of it, when we started, it was 95% or 99% individual donations. Slowly the trend changed. Today, the bulk of it comes from CSR.
But sir, when you say individual, I was on your website. I couldn't find a QR code where I can scan and say I want to sponsor a student. Is it somewhere hidden there?
It is there under the donate button. If you go there,
Okay.
you will
There is
find
and how much does it cost to sponsor one student for this program?
12,000 rupees
12,000.
on the center model, which is a 300 hour, 35 days model. In the government college model, it is just 1,500 rupees.
Okay.
As low as. And what do I give? I give a 90-hour in-house. See, there is no organization which is doing in-house, that is offline, in the rural areas, 90 hours in the college. An LMS, which is online, we ensure that 50 hours are monitored. We have a Swayam, which is a psychometric analysis, a beautiful tool, 6-page report to the youth free. We have now introduced CISA, Cyber Smart Bharat certification. We have introduced AI certification. We have a portal of our own called Udyogam, where the youth details, including the video resume, is there. We connect that to the companies and get them.
And which are the companies? Where do they get the jobs?
So the if you take the ITI, it is largely in the industry. And now with the apprenticeship model coming in, apprenticeship model is a very good model, but it is I don't know, not yet picked up.
Yeah.
The government pays 4,500 rupees, and the companies, many of the good companies, pay around 13, 15, 14,000, 15,000. So it can easily pick up well, right? Provided the company also treats them as futuristic employees and not as just an intern
Government has told me to do something, so let me do.
and cheap labor. That should not be the way they treat it. If they do that, it will
We
grow.
will see the youth.
So it is production, shop floors, all that. Polytechnic, similar kind of things, including installations of various things, all these equipment, maintenance of equipment, all that. You take the BA, BCom, these are people who can get into commercial, into BPO, into back-end offices, insurance, BFSI. Huge potentials are there.
Even airports, service
Every
industry.
place, retail, huge. Retail is huge in the country, right? So there is enough. The irony, as I told you, water out everywhere. You ask the industrialists, they will say, I don't get good people. On the other side, there are people who are not getting jobs.
And they are ready to work hard.
So that's the problem we are facing. There are two sides to the story. Some of the youth are ready to work hard. Some of the youth want it easy. So it is a problem. That's a generational shift.
But you are optimistic. You feel that
No, I am very optimistic because I am seeing a lot of rural youth who, given the opportunity, blossom.
hunger is there for them.
Others.
Give us some success stories that you have seen.
For me, every student is a success story because I don't measure success when somebody becomes an IAS or a doctor because that is not the space I work in, right? So I went to Agarwal classes and to do IIT and all that. I was probably a 90% guy and they pushed me to 97% or something, right? But what we do in Unnati is somebody who's at 10, 20 levels or 30 levels, we bring them to 60 levels, right?
That's the joy.
So what's the percentage improvement which is better? So that's one question. So success stories are like this. Every youth who has gone through has shown grit, has shown determination, has shown that he's hungry, right? So these are very big things for
So how do you select them? Because there must be a criteria. No? Not everybody can come and join the system.
So in our case, we don't select them. Anybody can walk through.
Oh, anybody can.
But having said that, the rigor is such. It's a boot camp. It's a boot camp. Yesterday we had a valediction, and one of the girls came and told, it has been 8 in the morning till 8 in the night for us in the class, in the center. So before that, they have to get up. So many children will come and say, I never used to get up at 6 o'clock. Today I'm getting up at 6 o'clock. You tell me that is a success. That's a very big thing. That utilization of that time, getting up at 6 o'clock, getting disciplined, right? So everything. So there have been so many cases where the student has come from a small village. Today he is earning in lakhs. He comes to center in a car. It is so hard.
And do you see more commitment from girls versus boys? Because I saw somewhere there's a focus more on rural girls versus rural boys.
So it is unfortunate. I'll tell you, we find a lot of women coming to the classes, but when it comes to taking up jobs, the percentage drastically falls down. Take the college case. In a college, you will find anywhere between 45 to 51% is women.
It's almost
Girls.
50-50 now. Yeah.
Almost, right? When it comes to jobs, you will find boys, we are seeing boys are, at least we get them 40 plus percentage of people, we are getting them jobs, right? The girls is as low as 18%.
To you.
So there's a huge disparity on that. So what we are now trying, so in the last 6 months, I ask you a question which it will give you a perspective. You ask a girl, I will give you 7,000 rupees in your small village, in your small town areas where nearby. I'll give you 18,000 rupees in a bigger city. What do you think the girl chooses?
The bigger city?
Never.
No.
Never.
Huh? They don't want to leave. I thought the younger kids want to stay away from parents.
Never.
They always want
The
to be there.
social problems
Parents will tell them stay.
pulls them down. One uncle who's sitting somewhere who has not seen the girl for 3 years will say, no, our girls cannot go there. And that he becomes the rule. So we are now looking at how can we help them with a local job.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
so there are many different challenges.
Good. No, I think you guys are doing outstanding job. We need there are in today's world where everybody is running after money and stock markets. And talking of stock markets, your website talks about you being the first listed company on the exchange. What is that about? Explain that to us.
I think that is one of my greatest achievements in when you take Unnati, because 40 years and we said we are pro bono, we are running our own business, and extremely successful. God has been too kind. So we have to go and ask for money, right? And people will always question you. People will always doubt you. The moment you say an NGO, they are doubting you. So we have gone through this for 40 years. That okay, somebody
The
will
transparency issue.
And suddenly there was this talk of social stock exchange monitored by the stock exchanges of the country, monitored by the highest body SEBI.
Wow.
Rigor, the compulsory audit by one of the three agencies of cost accounts or company secretary or chartered accounts, one of the three under them audit firm which is approved has to audit it. So the whole thing sounded so nice, right? So we said, oh my God, let's get onto this platform and nobody will ask us about our credibility,
Absolutely.
integrity,
Accounts, everything is uploaded there.
So we said like that and we started this journey. It happened very quickly. We got the registration. Then we were saying, how will we raise money? So luckily for us, the initial period when we were attending some meetings, somebody said, for the first few, we will give money. We said, okay, let's try and be among the first. It so happened that we put together very quickly things because basically we had the back end ready, right? We have always been like that. So we had the back end ready. So we put it together. It was a very tough job.
It's like an IPO.
It's like it is an IPO with certain concessions like you don't have a peer review, you don't have an Ind AS, you don't have certain guidelines of NCS. So very small concessions given, right, to the organization. But at the same time, nobody in this country knew how to go about. So I must put in on record that two people, we had Trilegal, one of the companies, which is a legal firm, which said we will do pro bono for you. The RTA, the registrar, Big Share, they came forward. They said we will support you. The Unitas Capital, they came forward. They said we will support you in every way. So a team got built who started working on it quickly, and within a few months we put together. To our surprise, we were the first.
Very good.
And that was a very big moment for Unnati. Unnati is a very small organization, right? We were not Today I'm talking of 25, 30 crores. We were not 25, 30 crores. We were hardly in the range of 7 crores, 8 crores, like that, right? So,
But in the not-for-profit, 25 crores is big.
yeah, it is. It is. It is.
How does this help you getting listed in the exchange? It basically corporate sponsorship becomes easier now.
So I am not. Yeah, I'm yet to see that. But what it has done is, so as a small organization, we became nationally known because of stock exchange. Number one. Number two, we learned a lot of things which helped us internally in housekeeping, discipline, how better to do it, how faster to do it. Small example. You ask any NGO in this country, he goes to the auditor will sign the previous day before the last filing date. He will delay it. He say, you're an NGO, it's okay. And we also don't pay them much. So they will be after people who will give money, right? So it used to happen. The moment we became listed, every dynamic changed. The auditor is there saying, you're listed, I have to take care. He is doing regular audits. He is coming there. Our books closed on 2nd of April, right? So our audited balance sheet will be ready by 20th of May. I'll tell you a joke which happened. So we wrote to a company which has been giving money. He said, here's our accounts, here's your FUC, everything. So can we submit our proposal for the year? And they said, our accounts will be ready only by July. So don't. And we felt so proud. Our accounts are ready. Those scales will be different. But what I'm saying as a process, so I think the social stock exchange is yet to become matured and become a very big thing in the country. But what it is doing is it is a platform which the companies, the donors, etc., must start recognizing this is a very credible thing.
Yeah.
And they should start saying that I can give to him and close my eyes. That, whether it has started happening, not really, but I'm very hopeful that these things will happen in the near future.
So, sir, thank you so much. In an area which is so crucial to the country, it is so nice to see you and your team run a marathon. People come, start something, achieve a hurrah and walk out. But 2003 to 2026 and going strong, saying that we want to build, and do more for the country with no profit motive in sight. I think people like you are rare. So
there are many in many fields,
yeah,
but God has been very kind that He, my prayer every day is that He chose us to do this work.
Thank you so much. So Back to Basics is a channel where we have interesting, relevant, truthful conversations like this. We hope you found this useful. Please do subscribe to the channel and you will find other interesting sessions like this over there.